In this video, you're going to learn one simple but powerful idea. You don't lose customers because your product is bad. You lose them because they decide too fast that you're not worth their attention. And that decision usually happens in about 5 seconds. Picture this. Someone clicks your website or scrolls past your ad or opens your video. They're not analyzing you. They're not comparing features. They're making a split-second judgment. Stay or leave. That's the moment everything is decided. And mastering that moment is what separates brands that grow from brands that get ignored. As we open on the first slide, keep this question in mind. If someone gave you only 5 seconds today, would you earn the next 5? Here's what we'll uncover now. We'll break down why attention has become so fragile, how the brain actually makes decisions under pressure, and how you, whether you're building a startup, a personal brand, or a product, can design your message so it lands immediately, clearly, and ethically. And if you enjoy this kind of thinking, make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and grab the PDF in the description. It's designed so you can apply these ideas the same day you watch this. Shifting focus, let's talk about the attention crisis. We live in a world of infinite options. Notifications, feeds, tabs, choices. The human brain didn't evolve for this. So it adapted the only way it could by becoming ruthless, not emotional, not patient, ruthless. This brings us to a powerful idea introduced by economist Herbert Simon. Attention is the real scarcity. Information is everywhere. Attention is not. And when something is scarce, it becomes valuable. That's why people protect it so aggressively. So when someone lands on your page, they're not asking, is this good? They're asking, is this worth my energy right now? Building on that idea, let's look at what's actually happening in the brain. Slide 4 explores what we can call the 5-second brain. Before logic kicks in, before reasoning, the brain makes a fast emotional judgment. This is about safety, clarity, and relevance. Clear feels safe, confusing feels risky, and risk gets rejected instantly. That's why cluttered websites fail. That's why vague messaging leaks customers. And that's why simplicity isn't just aesthetic, it's strategic. Apple understood this early. Not because their technology was simpler, but because their presentation was. One message, one promise, one direction. And that clarity built trust before persuasion even began. So ask yourself, what is someone supposed to understand about you in 5 seconds? This naturally brings us to the next idea, value. Slide 5 is about your value proposition, but not the buzzword version, the human version. Your audience doesn't consciously think, what's the value proposition? They think, why should I care? If your answer takes a paragraph, you've already lost. If it takes jargon, you've definitely lost. The strongest value propositions can be said in one breath. Slack didn't say, we are a team communication platform. They said, be less busy. That's not clever. That's empathetic. And empathy captures attention faster than intelligence ever will. So here's a practical test you can use today. Can you explain the main benefit of what you do in 10 words or less? If not, that's not a failure. It's a signal. And signals are useful. Next, we dive into visuals, because the brain sees before it reads. Slide 6 focuses on first impressions, and this is where many people overcomplicate things. Visuals are not decoration, they are communication. High contrast tells the eye where to look. White space tells the brain it can relax. Emotion tells the viewer what to feel. Nike doesn't show shoes, they show movement, aspiration, identity. You feel something before you understand anything. And that's the point. If your visuals are doing too much, they're doing nothing. So take a moment to reflect. Does your design guide attention or scatter it? Shifting focus, let's talk about words, specifically headlines. Slide 7 explores why headlines matter so much. A headline is not a summary, it's a promise. Good headlines don't shout, they invite. They open a loop. They create curiosity without deception. Clarity earns attention. Specificity builds trust. Short sentences win. Notice how none of those rely on hype, because attention gained through exaggeration is attention you can't keep. A simple rule, if your headline excites but the content disappoints, you don't have engagement. You have erosion of trust. Now we move into something deeper, personalization. Slide 8 is about feeling seen. People don't want to be targeted, they want to be understood. There's a difference. When Amazon recommends a product that feels oddly relevant, it's not magic, it's context. And context tells the brain, this is for you. But there's a line. Over-personalization feels invasive. Ethical personalization feels respectful. So here's the guiding question. Does your personalization reduce effort for the customer or increase discomfort? Trust compounds slowly, but it disappears instantly. This brings us to direction. Slide 9 explores calls to action. And here's the truth most people miss. Attention without direction creates anxiety. If someone is interested but unsure what to do next, the safest option is to do nothing. That's why strong calls to action are not aggressive. They're clear. Start free trial, download the guide, book a 15-minute call. One action, one benefit, one clear path. If everything is important, nothing is. Now we have the final core insight before leveling up, testing. Slide 10 reminds us of something uncomfortable but empowering. You don't know, you test. Great brands don't guess better, they learn faster. Small experiments, fast feedback, honest data. Google didn't dominate because it was perfect. It dominated because it iterated relentlessly. So instead of asking, is this good? Ask, what did this teach me? Failure stops being personal when it becomes data. At this point, you've completed what we can call the insight architect phase. You understand how attention works. Now we shift into application. Slide 11 distills everything into 3 truths. Clarity earns attention. Emotion sustains it. Direction converts it. Miss one and the system collapses. Slide 12 offers a simple but powerful challenge. Take your homepage, or your headline, or your pitch. Show it to someone for 5 seconds, then hide it. Ask them one question. What was that about? Their answer will tell you everything. And now we close. Slide 13 brings us back to the core idea. The 5-second rule is not a trick. It's a philosophy. It's about respect. Respect for time, respect for attention, respect for the human mind. When you design for clarity, you reduce friction. When you design for empathy, you build trust. When you design for direction, you create momentum. You can start today. Pick one page, one headline, one message. Refine it through a 5-second lens. And if this video helped you think differently, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and download the PDF in the description. It's there to help you turn insight into action. Because in a world that screams for attention, the brands that win are the ones that earn it.